Carly Goshen will send it over, and the Mustangs will keep it alive. Now the attack from the far side, and it's down for the kill. Olivia Dorenz. Chloe Hertz. Hertz pushes it in back there to Schmidt. Shot from the point. It's in! Off the stick of Taylor Leonards, excuse me, and it's 3-0. Taylor Leonards with the third goal for the Bismarck Blizzard on the shot from the point on the far side. And the Blizzard are running on all cylinders here in period number 41-37, 4:25 to go here as the Kindred Vikings will work it down low. Another slam dunk and one. How about that? A slam dunk by Gavin Keller, and he got fouled on the two-handed throwdown. Kennedy Kuntz will pop that one up left center field. It's going back, and we have our first grand slam of the All-Star Series in 3 years. Hansen under center, drops back, looks near side. I believe that's Fulmo, and he's got it. Fargo South touchdown.
Kaylee Jackson, three-pointer up, and no, that one won't go in. Tana Litt pulls down the deep offensive board. She'll put up a three. That one's in, we're tied.
Groffman won't be able to control it. The ball will escape over to the far sideline. Fargo Davies will come up that far sideline, and a nice through ball there, and this could be an opportunity. Centering pass, one-on-one. Was she outside? She was not. It's 1-0 Fargo Davies. Bad pitch here, and the bases are loaded. Line drive right into center field, and that will score 1 run. And rounding thirds, Rorich, and he'll score. It's a 2-run RBI double for Casey Reaver. Shot from the point, Bree Adams, lowering hard, and it's in! Off the stick to Sydney Kamstrup, and the Cougars are on the board. Left field to end the inning.
Fantastic catch.
All right, well done.
Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on player profiles at msportsnet.com or
All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team profiles. We'll start with the Cheyenne Mustangs. How's that sound for you guys? They are 2-0-2 on the year, 1-0-1 at home, 1-0-1 when playing on the road, and 1-0-2 against EDC opponents. They've scored 10 this year. They've allowed only 3 goals. They got 5 of those 10 goals against Bismarck Legacy to open up the season on a 5-1 win over the Sabres in the East-West crossover in Jamestown. They would come off that with back-to-back ties, 2-2 against Red River and 0-0 against West Fargo. And then they would get their first EDC win of the year over the Fargo South Bruins on just a couple days ago. And then they have the Fargo Davies Eagles tonight with Grand Forks Central up next. Grand Forks Central, that'll be a tough matchup. They're 5-0 pending the outcome of tonight's contest here for the Knights. And we'll go over that here in a little bit as well. For the home team, for the Fargo Davies Eagles, well, they come into this one here. Oh, we hit the wrong button here. There we go. They come into this one at 3-1-1, undefeated at home at 1-0-0. 2-1-1 on the road or neutral field, and then 2-0-1 against EDC opponents. They've outscored their opponents so far 6-3 this year, with a 1-0 win over Minot and a 3-1 loss to the Century Patriots in the East-West crossover in Jamestown to kick off the season. Then they had the 1-0 win over the Fargo South Bruins, a 3-0 win over Shanley, and then the 0-0 tie a couple days ago against the Red River up in Grand Forks, bringing them back home today against the Mustangs. Then they'll have Fargo North and West Fargo, and we'll have that West Fargo game. Actually, I think we have both of those games, Fargo North game and the West Fargo game, here on the ND Sports Channel. We didn't get a chance to check out. Yes, we did, actually. So we'll go here. Upcoming games. Other games, Fargo North is at West Fargo tonight. Shanley's at Grand Forks Central. Red River's at Fargo South. Cheyenne is at Fargo Davies. That's the game we have for you here. And then on the WDA, it's Minot at Century and Legacy at Jamestown. Let's take a look at the standings here as we skipped over that part. In the EDC right now, it's Grand Forks Central, as I mentioned a moment ago, undefeated, 5-0 on the year. They have 9 points, followed by Fargo Davies with 7 points at 2-0-1 in the EDC, and then Shanley Deacons at number 4, and Fargo South at Deacons at 3, Fargo South at 4 with 4 and 3 points, and then 2 points apiece for the Mustangs, Packers, and the Red River Rough Riders, and then Fargo North Spartans still searching for the first win of the year. Over on the WDAA, Bismarck Demons leading the way, 3-0-1 in the WDA conference, 5-0-1 overall. They have 10 points on the season, followed closely behind, or maybe not closely, but followed behind with 6 points from the Legacy Sabres, who are 2-2-1 on the year, 2-1-0 in the WDA. And then you got the Minot Magicians with 4 points at 1-0-1 in the conference, followed by Jamestown, Century, and Mandan, all with 3 points. And the Coyotes still searching for their first win. Dickinson playing a JV schedule this year. They may bump up to varsity next season here, and we'll see how they do. But Dickinson, their first year playing soccer, I know they're pretty excited for that program over on the west side of the state. We are almost ready to go here. We'll go to our starting lineups, which will be announced here by a PA announcer momentarily.
Good evening and welcome to Davies High School for tonight's matchup featuring the visiting Cheyenne Mustangs and your Davies Eagles. If I can have your attention for this EDC announcement, the North Dakota High School Activities Association and the Eastern Dakota Conference and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators.
I went for a soccer ball.
And be respectful.
I went for a soccer ball, Mom.
As the high school athletes, they commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. Both teams invite you to support their
Mom.
efforts.
Hey, Mommy.
The
Hey, Mom.
direct your attention to the flag located on
Hey, Mommy.
There's a little youngster standing right by our crowd mic.
Mom. Mom. The soccer ball's gonna come down shop here, Mom.
We'll break for the national anthem now here on the ND Sports Channel. Be right back.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all...
The soccer ball's gonna come.
All right, welcome back. Starting lineups are coming up here. Matter of fact, we'll go over the starting lineups here, and if we have to go down and move our crowd mic, we will, but we'll go over them momentarily. Starting goal for the Fargo Davies Eagles, the junior Jensen Waltz, and then starting goal for the Cheyenne Mustangs would be Cooper Savalson. I asked and I forgot. Savalson, a sophomore for the...
number 20, at goalkeeper, Jensen Waltz.
Okay, well, we'll get the PA announcer. Get him wrong.
Number 2, at defense, Dimash Rana. For the Eagles, number 1, midfielder, Jonas Adams. For the Mustangs, number 4, midfielder, Dylan Sight. For the Eagles, number 3, defenseman, Jack Anderson. For the Mustangs, number 5, at defense, Brady Lambert. For the Eagles, number 4, forward, Eric Daveniama. The Mustangs, number 6, midfielder, Kai Black. And for the Eagles, number 5, at midfield, Patrick Lawrence.
It will bounce to me. Get well. Hey,
The
Mommy.
Mustangs will have number 7, forward, Caden Everly. The Eagles, number 6, forward, Tucson Ray. Mustangs, number 9, defense, Melvin Dennis. Eagles have number 11, midfielder, Caleb Glover. The Mustangs, number 10, midfielder, Hussein Mohammed. And the Eagles have number 13, defenseman, Yannick Vetter. The Mustangs, number 11, midfielder, Abraham Coley Jr. And the Eagles, number 15, defenseman, Skylar Smaby. The Mustangs, number 18, defense, Seth Kutbucker. The Eagles, number 17, forward, Muhammad Ali. And for the Mustangs, number 21, a midfielder, Enes Mohammed. And for the Eagles, number 40, defenseman, Ryder Schmidt. The Eagles are coached by Ian Costello, and the Mustangs are coached by John Melendez.
All right, so there's your starting lineups. We did get that crowd mic moved. He was curious why, and I just said, hey, it wasn't working there, so. All right, we'll take a 30-second break. Be back with the opening kick right after this here on the Indie Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, we're ready to rock and roll here with the varsity game from Fargo Davies High School, featuring the Eagles and the Mustangs from West Fargo, Cheyenne. 7-2, the score you see there on the screen was actually the final score for the junior varsity game. So we'll get that corrected here. All right, we're underway here. On the near sideline here for Fargo Davies is Eric Miniana. Miniana will get it onto the foot of Jonas Adams. Adams back to Miniana. He'll drop it back onto the foot there of Skylar Smaby. Smaby will put it inside there onto the foot of Patrick Lawrence. And Lawrence will see that ball ricochet back to about midfield where the Eagles defenders will pick it up. Eagles will try and move it back up, and now the Mustangs will touch up on the ball here for the first time in the game, and they'll pop it back to Jensen Waltz. And Waltz will have to watch that one soar by him to the near post. First shot on goal goes to the Mustangs. 39:05 and counting to go here in the first half of play. Once again, this game will be available for a 24/7 replay on our website within about 30 minutes after the conclusion of our broadcast. Far side there with the ball. That is, couldn't quite see who that is. Let's take a peek through the binoculars here. That was Muhammad Ali. Did his hair a little bit different this game than he did last time. That's why I didn't recognize him. So move the ball back on the near sideline. I'll pop out of bounds for a Mustangs throw in.
Attention, Jared Steen. You wave if you have the walkie-talkies on the other side.
Come back out of bounds there. Melvin Dennis with the throw in for the Mustangs, and That'll be taken away quickly there by Miniana, and it'll go back out of bounds. And who will get the toss? It'll be the Eagles. Miniana will get it into Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence will have that one taken away off the foot there. Melvin Dennis will shoot it upfield in the direction of Abraham Hawley Jr. Abraham Hawley Jr. is a junior, and now we'll have a whistle here and a free kick for the Fargo Davies Eagles from 50 yards away from the net with 37:42 and counting to go here in the first half of play. No score if you're just joining us here. The Fargo Davies junior varsity team fell to the Mustangs 7-2. It was 4-2 at one point, and then it was all Mustangs after that point there. Jonas Adams with the kick. He'll put it right on top of the 18 where it's headed away there by the Mustangs, Caden Aberly. And that'll be booted out of bounds, and I'll go into the practice field, and they will get a new ball into play here. And there'll be a throw in here for the Mustangs. Dipsey Rana throwing it in. Jonas Adams picking it up on the far side. He'll work it over to the far sideline and booting it up. Couldn't quite see who that was. Let's take a peek through the binoculars and get familiar. That is Ryder Schmidt over on the far side there. And now another whistle, and looks like Abraham Hawley Jr. is getting a warning, a verbal warning here from the official. 36-33 and counting to go here in the first half of play. Our clock is right on with the game, with the clock here at the field. So it'll be a free kick here from about 43 yards away from the goal. Taking the free kick is Jack Anderson for the Fargo Davies Eagles, and he'll line it up, and he's going to put it right on goal, and it's going to soar just a little bit over the top. It was a nice attempt there for Jack Anderson, but a little bit too high, and shots on net now, even up at one apiece for the Mustangs and the Eagles. I want to thank you for joining us during that junior varsity game. Once again, the Mustangs won 7-2. And we'll see how the Mustangs fare here in the varsity matchup with a little over 35 minutes to go in the first half of play as the Mustangs will boot it up over midfield, be collected there by Jack Anderson. Anderson will feed it to Jonas Adams on the near, check that was by Miniana, excuse me. And now trying to boot it up with Skylar Smavey. Smavey will see that ball land on the foot of Hussein Muhammad for the Mustangs. And now by Miniana will get it back. Nice footwork there, centering pass right to a Mustang. Didn't go anywhere. That was Kai Black, the junior, who touched up on it there for the Mustangs, and now the Eagles will get it back. Patiently working the ball in the backfield there is Ryder Schmidt. Schmidt will send it up the far sideline in the direction of Muhammad Ali. Ali giving chase, but there's two Mustangs right there, and the ball will go out of bounds for a Mustang throw-in. 35 minutes to go here in the first half of play. No score yet between the Mustangs and the Eagles here on the ND Sports Channel. Varsity matchup, EDC varsity matchup between the Eagles and the Mustangs here. Eagles have crept up to that number 2 spot after a slow start to the season here. They split in the East-West crossover to Jamestown and Bismarck Century. And then they had a tie and a win. And now this game. So it's on the foot right now of Hussein Muhammad. Muhammad will deliver it over far side. That'll be headed up in the air there by Ryder Schmidt. Schmidt on the far side couldn't quite get it up. It went out of bounds, and it'll be a Mustang throw-in. So the throw-in will come in. Now it'll be booted up, and it'll be controlled there by the Mustangs. And they will not keep it in. It was a nice attempt there over on the far side. On the far side making that attempt was Dipsey Rana. Mustangs will collect it just in front of midfield and try to advance it up. It's there, but so are the Fargo Davies defenders. And now Ryder Schmidt will touch up on the ball over on the far sideline. It'll pop up and go out of bounds behind the Eagles bench, and it'll be a throw-in here for the Eagles. Scooping it up back there was Seth Kotzbacher. 33 minutes to go here in the first half. No score between the Mustangs and the Eagles here in the EDC Soccer matchup on the ND Sports Channel, the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. This one will pop inside the 18, and By Miniana was there. No, check that. It was Jonas. Yep, it was By Miniana. That one will ricochet off Fargo Davies' defender right into the hands of Jensen Waltz. Waltz will boot it away, and that one will go over midfield right in the direction of Muhammad Ali. It'll go over Ali's head, and the Mustang defenders will pick it up. Mustangs will advance it back up where the Davies Eagles will pick it up right around midfield. Put it onto the foot of By Miniana. By Miniana slides it up for Jonas Adams, but it might be a little bit too fast. Adams wasn't able to catch up to it. It'll go out of bounds for a Mustang goal kick. And setting it up at the 6 there is the junior Brady Lambert. Junior defender for the Mustangs. He'll boot it away right up to midfield.
Number 8, Robin Magar.
Robin Magar comes into the lineup here for the Mustangs. As By Miniana chases it in the corner. Tried the centering pass, but it was deflected out of bounds there. I want to say by Melvin Dennis. And it was, as I take a peek through the binoculars. So a corner kick for the Eagles from the near side corner here. And lining it up will be Jonas Adams, as he'll get the ball from By Miniana. And Adams will set it down in the corner here. Adams will boot it in. He'll curve it right in on goal. It's headed up and over the back crossbar and to the far side of the net. So it'll be a corner kick from the opposite side of the field now for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Okay, I guess it's going to come from the near side. Adams will try it again. This one, yeah, so they will indeed set it up over on the far side, and that's where I thought it should go. Shushan Rai will set up the corner kick here for the Eagles. 30-25 and counting. Rai will boot it in. And Ali's there, and Ali puts a foot on it, pops it up high, and that'll go out of bounds for a Mustang goal kick. So the Eagles right now have the advantage. 3 shots on net compared to just 1 for the Mustangs so far, but all 4 of those opportunities combined for the 2 teams have been quality opportunities, just not able to cash in on them at this point in the match. Over on the far side, Shushan Rai is battling with Depeche Rana, and it'll eventually go out of bounds here. And let's see, it will be Rana making the throw in, and it was. Rana will toss it in. And I believe that's Dylan Sipe who just crossed it near side of the field. By Miniana will boot it up over his head right to a Mustang defender. Mustangs will recollect the ball here. That's Melvin Dennis on the near side. He'll try and move it in, but it'll be taken away by Jack Anderson. He'll feed it up onto the foot there, Jonas Adams. Adams near side now, Shushan Rai. Shushan Rai will get tripped up there, or no, check that. That was not Rai, that was Patrick Lawrence. 5 looked like a 6. I apologize for that. So throwing it in will be Skylar Smaby. Smaby will get it to Jonas Adams with a nice little back heel kick, but nobody there for the Eagles to take advantage of that to make that play even sweeter than it was. And now we'll have a free kick here for the Mustangs with 23:57, 28:57. The upright on the left upright on the football field goal is blocking the 2nd digit in the clock on the scoreboard. So I gotta look down at my screen to see how much time is left. They'll work it back inside here. That's Kai Black. Black will get it onto the foot of Dylan Sipe. Far side, they'll work it up the far sideline. 2 men racing for it there. Make it a 2-on-1. Shot on goal right into the hands of Jensen Waltz. So Waltz will let his teammates get downfield before he boots it away. That'll go right over the 50-yard mark, and it'll be first touched up there by the Mustangs. Mustangs will try and advance it back as Hussein Muhammad is there battling with, I believe that's Patrick Lawrence. And the Davies, for the moment, will get possession of the ball. they'll see if they can do something. Working the ball there is Shushan Rai. That is going to be Caden Aberly. And they'll drop the ball back. A couple touches later, Muhammad now puts it back onto the foot of Kai Black. Black will drop it back. That one, I had to think about that one for a second there. That was stolen away there by Jack Anderson. Nice move there by the Eagles defenseman. Now battle for the ball. That'll go out of bounds. That'll be an Eagles throw in. Skylar Smaby will make the toss. Smaby will toss it in, and it'll go right back out of bounds off the head there of Melvin Dennis. So the Eagles will just move up the field here about 20 or so yards for another throw-in. Smaby with the throw-in to Jonas Adams. Adams will see that ball go the other direction. And Smaby battling for it there. Jack Anderson, now Smaby once again. And he'll boot it out of bounds here, and a whistle, and he's going to get a verbal warning there. I think official didn't appear to be very happy there. It almost looked like he swiped his arm like, get out of here. Clock will continue to roll, and the Davies Eagles will get the free kick. They'll go in the direction of Muhammad Ali, but it'll bounce off a couple players, and now the Eagles will pick it up again. With the ball right now is Kai Black, the junior midfielder here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. 26-12 and counting to go here. As picking it up on the far side is Ryder Schmidt, and he'll bounce it out of bounds right just shy of midfield, and that'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs, and that'll be Dipsey Reyna tossing it in. He'll get it right back. Reyna will drop it back even further. Ali was there, but couldn't do anything on that particular play for the Eagles, and now it'll go out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. Just joining us, and it's not obvious, the Eagles in their maroon reds moving from left to right, the Mustangs in their white jerseys with blue numbers outlined in orange moving from right to left as you see it on your screen, and as I see it from the press box area there, as the ball will make its way back to Jensen Waltz, and he will tap on it, stop it, and boot it away in the direction of Jonas Adams. Ali is there to recover the ball that goes over the head of Adams, and he'll work it up far sideline there for Shushan Rai. Rai drops it back there for Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence tried to pop it up to Ryder Schmidt, and taking it away there far side. As I take a peek through the binoculars, I can tell you it's Abraham Hawley Jr. who booted it out of bounds there. And now the throw-in. Couldn't quite see who that was. Oh, that was Yannick Vetter, a junior, on the throw-in there for the Eagles. And now there'll be another throw-in as the ball goes back out of bounds with 24:45 and counting to go here in the first half of play. Still no score. Shots on net in favor of the Eagles, 3-2.
Substitution for the Eagles, number 8, Richard. First shot man, number 13, Jackson Kuznia.
So it'll be Kai Black touching up on the ball. He'll work it near side in the direction of Melvin Dennis, being guarded by Miniana. He'll drop it back to Black. Black will make a move, try and get the pass through the seam there, and it'll bounce back, ricochet onto the foot of Hussein Muhammad. A couple of touches later, the ball will work its way over to the far sideline. Jonas Adams causing some havoc, but the Mustangs able to keep possession, at least for the moment, as they'll go out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. 23:45 and counting to go here. So the toss will come in towards Muhammad Ali, and a couple of touches later, it goes back out of bounds, and it'll remain Davies' ball. So Ali will pop it in there onto the foot of Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence looking for a centering pass, but I think he lost it and somehow got it back. Now it's booted away there, and it'll come, was that a handball? Or, oh no, it's behind the play. They're calling a, just official telling the players to calm down a little bit there, and they'll end up being a free kick here for the Mustangs. Mustangs looking to create an opportunity here over on the far side. And that's booted away, and this could be an opportunity for Fargo Davies. The through ball is through. Can Ali get there? No. First getting there is Brady Lambert to kick that one out of bounds and result in a Fargo Davies throw-in. That'll allow some of the Mustang defenders and midfielders to get back in position here to better defend against the Eagles' attack. Throwing it in from the far side, there's Yannick Vetter. That shot is on goal and just missed. So the goal kick will be set up here to the near side, and a couple of touches later, it will result in a handball on, I believe the handball is going to be called on Dylan Sipe there. Free kick for the Eagles. Jack Anderson will line it up about 43 yards away from the net. He'll put it onto the foot of Miniana. Miniana will feed it downside there for Dylan Pritchard. Pritchard looking for the centering pass, and it's headed out of bounds there by Melvin Dennis. Should be a corner kick from the near corner here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Eagles head coach Ian Costello, his assistants Nick Christensen, Steven Schmidt, and David Zebely, the athletic director, activities director, Lenny Olhauser. Also want to mention John Melendez, head coach for the Mustangs. His assistants are Randy Cernick, Thomas Schroeder, Jacob Anderson, and if I pronounce this one wrong, I am terribly sorry, Durham Monty. And then you got their activities director, Ross Richards. And I want to say a special shout out to Allison Chesser, who sent me the updated roster earlier today for the Cheyenne Mustangs. Certainly appreciate that one, Allison. If you're watching, thank you so much, and thanks for watching as well. That one will be booted up out of bounds. So we move the crowd mic from the little kid to a group of teenagers who are hovering right around it. So we will make an adjustment at halftime. We'll figure out what we need to do there. I don't know if it's too bad, but it might be. So if anything is said that shouldn't be, we apologize for that in advance. Just keep that in mind. Just a little over 20 minutes to go here in the first half. We're still scoreless between the Eagles and the Mustangs. Far side battling for the ball was Jackson Kuznia along with Jonas Adams. As we now slip under the 20-minute mark to go here in the first half. Throw in for the Mustangs, so come in, and a loose ball will be picked up there by Melvin Dennis. Or no, check that, Hussein Muhammad, excuse me. Now near side, that's Anas Muhammad. Muhammad, move it up. That was a nice through ball. However, Smaby was there to defend it. We'll see the Mustangs get it back. We'll see if they can do it again. It's Anas Muhammad now. Muhammad will put it inside there. Dylan Sipe battling for the ball, but the Eagles defenders not making that battle too easy. And now a slip and fall, and I believe that's Jonas Adams. Jonas Adams will feed it up there for, can't quite see who that is. Puts the shot on goal, and it's saved. Falling down on the far side there was Carlos Dixon, a senior forward for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So Smaby will touch up on it at midfield, pop it up where the Mustang defender will collect it, and they'll get it onto the foot far side there. Can't quite see who it is, but they're going to work it up the far sideline. That one will bounce in front and coming out and sliding, get in front of that ball is Jensen Waltz. That was a nice move there by the Davies Eagles goalie. So had a Mustang approaching on that. Waltz's kick will be taken by the Mustangs at about midfield. It's on the foot of Hussein Muhammad right now, and now the Eagles will get it back and the Mustangs will get it back. So battle for the ball like a pinball machine, back and forth to each team here right around midfield. Now Hussein Muhammad will run it up. Far side running for it and getting around the defender, and now he's looking for the centering pass and he missed it. It'll be a goal kick here for Fargo Davies. .17:40 and counting to go here. That is going to be Dixon. Dixon will drop it back to Smaby. Smaby will send it across over to Jonas Adams. Adams will try and bring it down, but it'll be popped away there by a Mustang defender, and now the Eagles will collect it right around midfield. They'll try and work the ball back the other direction now, and they do so back up to Jonas Adams over on the far sideline. Adams being hassled there by Jackson Kuznia. If the fan section is a little heavy on Eagles cheering, that's why, because the crowd mic is right there. 16:52. Dixon battling for the ball there. He'll slide it over to Pritchard. Pritchard trying to get it into Ali, and that one will go out of bounds here. And now Smaby will pick it up and get set for the toss. Shots on net in favor of the Eagles unofficially, 6-3. With just over 16, or just under 16 and a half to go. Kanye Billups checking into the lineup here for the Eagles. And that throw-in will go in the direction of Billups, but a little bit over his head. Ooh, and that one had to hurt. They both get up. Colliding on the headers there, on the headed attempt was Hussein Muhammad and Caleb Glover. And instead of hitting the ball, they hit each other's head, but luckily they are up and back at it. So that's good news for both of those players. 15:51 and counting to go here as the Mustangs will work the ball up the far sideline. Picking it up on the far sideline for the Eagles is Ryder Schmidt, and he'll reverse the ball back the other direction, in the direction of Kanye Billups. Billups will touch up on it. It'll go out of bounds, and I believe I saw the flag point in the direction of the Mustangs. The flag was just a bit off camera as the official was down on the far other side of the field as he couldn't quite run that fast enough to get down here. But he did motion towards the Mustangs. Doesn't matter. Eagles get it right back, and now the Mustangs will get it right back. 15:20 and counting to go as the Mustangs will try to work it up the far sideline once again. Tracking it down there is Yannick Vetter. He'll bounce it back to Waltz. Waltz will boot it up middle of the field where it's touched up on there by Kai Black. Black tried to send it in the direction there of Anis Muhammad, but the Eagles were there to take it away. Now Pritchard gets a heavy contact push from Melvin Dennis, and that'll draw a whistle and a free kick here for the Eagles. So Smaby will boot it away, boot it up in the direction there of Billups. And now Muhammad is in on that, surrounded by a couple of Mustang defenders, and now the Mustangs will pull away with the ball. Muhammad will center it there onto the foot of Caden Aberly. Aberly still with the ball, and now the Eagles defenders will boot that one away, back up to midfield. And a near handball there by Hussein Muhammad. At least that's how it appeared from my point of view. It didn't touch his hand, but if it would have brought the whistle, that's for sure. Here's an opportunity. It's Anis Muhammad. Ooh, and Muhammad, is that one? No, that's going to be a corner kick, I'm guessing, for the Mustangs. I wasn't sure if they were going to call penalty on that. Some hard contact inside the box there. So it will indeed be a corner kick from the near corner here for the Mustangs. Mustangs will boot it in. It's headed, and it's in! And the Mustangs up 1-0. Scoring the goal was Melvin Dennis. Melvin Dennis with 13:37 to go here puts the Mustangs in front of the Davies Eagles 1-0. So off the corner kick, the Mustangs will get on the board. I couldn't quite see through the binoculars who took the corner kick, but I would imagine he'll get credited for the assist on that goal, because it went right from him to Melvin Dennis, and Dennis would pop it in off the header. And it's 1-0 Mustangs.
Cheyenne. First goal by number 9. Melvin Dennis.
So Biminiana will have the ball now here on the near sideline. And now the Mustangs looking to create a quick second opportunity here, but Biminiana, ooh, a little pushing and shoving there, no call on it. And now it'll come back up to the near side here onto the foot of Patrick Lawrence. Lawrence will see the ball scoot out of bounds, and Smaby will pick it up for the throw-in. He'll put it right on Biminiana. Biminiana tried to boot it up, but it came right back to him off the deflection off Anas Mohammed. 12:57 and counting to go here as our clock's about a second off. That's okay. I can deal with a second. If it's more than that, I'll make an adjustment. So just keep that in mind. As Biminiana will pick it up again. Now he feeds it up. That is Kanye Billups, I believe. Yep. Jonas Adams trying to keep possession, but the Mustangs will boot it upfield, and now that will be Yannick Vetter taking the ball out of the attack mode here for the Mustangs. We'll see if the Eagles can put together an attack. Smaby makes a nice move defensively there, and a second nice move defensively. Deflects in favor of the Eagles. They'll try and boot it up. Kanye Billups on a 1-1-1 race there, and the ball will go out of bounds, and I believe it was Seth Kotzbacher. On the Mustang side of that race. So Brady Lambert will pop it away, but Biminiana will pick it up. Miana makes a move, gets around the defender, tried the centering pass there as he had Patrick Lawrence, but the centering pass got deflected right back to him. And now the Mustangs, and now Smaby will get it back for the Eagles. Get it in towards Billups, and a little pushing and shoving, and we'll have a free kick, and this kick will come from about 25 yards away from the goal. We'll see where they set the ball up at. Be more like 23 yards away from the goal. I make it 20 yards away from the goal. Jonas Adams will set up for the free kick here as the Eagles trail 1-0 to the Cheyenne Mustangs off a goal by Melvin Dennis off a corner kick. That one's popped up. There's 3 Eagles there and 1 Mustang. And the Eagles cannot take advantage of that. That one will go out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in. Jonas Adams will take the toss, or at least we thought he would. Now he'll hand it off to Smaby. Smaby will toss it back in. And that one goes in. Let's see, that's Max Pritchard. Inside, Smaby picks it up, gets it there for Adams. Adams might have an opportunity, and a whistle will blow, and they're going to give a free kick to the Mustangs. So a little over 10 minutes to go here in the first half. The good news is the crowd of Eagles fans have moved away from the crowd mic. And here comes Anas Mohammed. And a nice defense there by Jack Anderson. And now Jonas Adams coming in to help, and that ball will go out of bounds. I think that's going to be a Mustang throw-in. So short pause in the action here. Clock's still rolling, 9:30 and counting. Abraham Colley Jr. checking back into the lineup here for the Mustangs. As Anas Mohammed was trying to keep the ball in bounds, but it'll go out of bounds, and Biminiana will toss it into Smaby. Smaby will give it back to Biminiana, and back to Smaby, and back up towards in the direction of Biminiana, but it was booted away there by Mohammed for the Mustangs. Out of bounds, and now Smaby with a throw in towards Dylan Pritchard. Adams will head it back up, and it'll float out of bounds for another Mustangs throw in. So we got about just less than 9 minutes to go here in the first half, and the Mustangs off a corner kick header goal by Melvin Dennis has been the only scoring so far. Both teams with multiple opportunities. Matter of fact, we need to put one more shot on net here for the Mustangs. So it should be 7-5, and that's what it shows now. Okay, go on. 8:27 and counting to go. Eagles looking for an opportunity here. Centering pass will go in the direction of, that's Muhammad Ali. And Ali will get it back out towards Lawrence, but it'll get by him and out of bounds. And I believe that will be a Mustang throw-in. Cannot sense in my voice there. There's a question mark after that. And no, it will be a, I believe that's Yannick Vetter on the throw-in here. And it was. So the Mustangs will boot it up. Nobody but Eagles there, and picking it up is Jack Anderson right at midfield. He'll try and advance it back up, but it's booted away by Kai Black. Tumbling to the ground there is Anderson, and now Smaby and Jonas Adams are back there to collect that ball, and he won't be able to keep it in bounds, but it will be a Mustang throw-in here from about 35 or so yards away from the goal. It appears that Melvin Dennis, the goal scorer, will take the toss here for the Mustangs. So Jonas Adams will boot it out of there, but it'll come right out of the foot of Kai Black for the Mustangs, who will drop it back. I wonder how many times I've said that in this game already. I know I've said it at least 4 or 5 times. They'll advance the ball back up now. He'll come back to midfield, picking up far side there. I want to say that's Dipsey Rana, and I believe it is. Spirit chant now. Looks like the Mustang fans. Oh, there's the Davies fans. Davies fans are far off to the right here. The Mustang fans are a lot closer to our crowd mic, so you'll be able to hear them a little bit more than the Eagles fans, unless the nearby Eagles fans start cheering a little bit louder. There are some just in front of me off to my right.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
6:14 and counting to go here. And action resumes now, far side. Jonas Adams as well as Shushan Ryan, a couple of Mustangs battling for the ball there, far side. And now the ball will come near side, and will they chase it down before it goes out of bounds? They will. Melvin Dennis will get it on the foot of Kai Black. Kai Black will drop it back again. I say 5:40 to go, and now we'll have a whistle here, and I believe there was some contact between Dylan Sipe and possibly Jonas Adams. Nothing major, though, but a free kick will result from it. 5:27 and counting to go. Once again, our clock is off by about a second. So the Mustang defenders will patiently try and set up a play here from just beyond midfield. With a little over 5 minutes to go in the first half, they lead 1-0. Waltz will boot it back out of bounds, and that'll be good for a Mustang throw-in after he received the pass back from Yannick Vetter. The Mustangs will toss it in, and the Eagles will get it right back. Centering pass will go onto the foot of Pritchard. Pritchard, I don't think that's the direction he wanted to send it to, based upon how I saw his body move and stuff like that. Miniana now has it near sideline, looking to get around the defender, and he cannot do it. It'll be taken away there by Melvin Dennis. And now the Mustangs will track it down. Chipping it up there is Honest Muhammad, and it'll come right to Smaby for the Eagles. Smaby will move it up the near sideline. Miniana chasing it, but booting it out of bounds was Honest Muhammad. So that'd be good for a throw-in, and Smaby will march up and take that toss here for the Eagles. Throw it into Pritchard. Pritchard will try and cut through a couple defenders there, but almost like a box-out move in basketball there. Melvin Dennis gets in front of him, and that will draw a whistle and a free kick here for the Mustangs with 3:57 and counting to go here in the first half of play. It's been a good one. Crowd is into it. Players seem to be into it. And Fargo Davies here on their home field looking to knot it up and maybe go into halftime tied instead of trailing, but they're running out of time here to do that. They do have the advantage in shots on goal by 2, 7-5. Now Pritchard looking to get shot number 8 set up here for the Eagles. He'll get the defender falling down. He'll get around the defender, and he's going to try and center it there, but ooh, I think that went off the head of Patrick Lawrence. I couldn't quite see who was down on the ground there. I'm pretty sure it was Lawrence, and then the Mustangs trying to clear the ball out of there right off the head of Pritchard out of bounds. That'll result in a goal kick here for the Mustangs. Lawrence seems to be okay, though. That's the good news. So the ball will land about midfield, and the Mustangs will control the possession here with about 2:48 to go. First half of play. Work it near side here for Melvin Dennis. Dennis will drop it back to Kai Black. There we go. I said it in reverse this time. Usually it's the other guy dropping it back. Now they'll get it onto the foot of Kai Black, and he'll advance it forward instead of backwards this time, and it'll go out of bounds for an Eagles toss. 2:22 and counting to go here. Collision, and it'll go out of bounds. No whistle on that collision, and now we'll have a stop in the clock here as down on the ground, unfortunately for the Davies Eagles, is the freshman midfielder, Patrick Lawrence. He got hit, and he has not gotten up yet. Now the trainer's coming out to make sure he's okay. Looks like right now his right hand is holding the right side of his forehead, and I believe it's possible they might be checking him for a concussion here. We'll start our clock for a couple seconds to bring it down to 2:10. Okay, 2:09. We'll go with 2:09. So once again, Dylan Pritchard got hit there on a collision. He didn't even see it coming. It just happened. He was looking the other direction, and it wasn't purposely done. But I would imagine that he's going to be okay here. Takes a couple deep breaths, gets off, he walks off on his own, and the crowd will applaud. So 2:10 to go here in the first half. Pritchard will come off at least for a little bit. They'll probably go through the concussion protocol to make sure he's okay as far as that aspect is concerned. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised, depending on the results of those testing there, if he's back in this matchup in the second half. He'll probably sit out the remainder of the first half here just to be safe. Then he'll get that 10-minute halftime break, and who knows, he might be good to go by the start of the second half. So we have a throw-in on the far side here, or actually a free kick, excuse me. Or no, it will be a throw-in. And the clock will start again, and we're good to go. So they'll work it inside here, and now to the near side, Smaby will touch up on it. He'll feed it up to Miniana. Miniana working around Melvin Dennis. He got his foot on the ball, but it'll go over the back line for a goal kick for the Mustangs. So the goal kick will come just shy of midfield, be touched up by Smaby as well as, I believe it was Aberly, and it was. Now coming away with it is Anas Muhammad. Muhammad gets tripped up from behind, and we'll have a stop in the clock, and I believe we'll have a yellow card here. So the yellow card will be delivered to Jack Anderson with a minute 24 to go. Now set up a free kick here for Brady Lambert. All right, and we're underway. So the yellow card, the 124 mark to Jack Anderson, so he'll be out for a little bit. But he'll come back in, I'm pretty confident in that. As Baiminiano will pick it up here on the near sideline. It'll be poked out of bounds off the foot of Brady Lambert. And thrown back in immediately as Jonas Adams will get on the ball. Adams carefully working around a couple defenders, drops it back for Baiminiano, but it goes out of bounds from Mustangs throw in.
Short time. Stop talking about how big I am. Shut up.
So the free kick will come up to about midfield. Touching up on it is Hussein Muhammad for the Mustangs. He tried to feed it up there for Caden Aberly, but the Eagles defenders would take it away. And now racing over far side there is Shushan Rai. He'll touch up on the ball, try and work around a couple defenders here. And the Mustangs are able to poke it away. Far side, here's an opportunity. That is Caden Aberly, and he puts it in for goal number 2. And that'll stop the clock as Caden Aberly will put in the goal with 9 seconds to go here in the first half. So 9 seconds to go in the first half, and we'll let our clock sit there at 5. Aberly, the junior forward, makes it 2-0 here as the Mustangs get a nice, comfortable lead going into halftime. Now, they can't be too comfortable with that lead coming out of halftime, though, because the Eagles have the offense to tie this thing up easily. We'll see. We'll start clock now. One last shot, Jonas Adams, and that will bring us to halftime, friends. So your halftime score, the Cheyenne Mustangs 2, the Fargo Davies Eagles 0. We'll take a break, come back with a halftime show after a little bit here on the ND Sports Channel. Be right back.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
What a Softball All-Star podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here at Fargo Davies High School, and it's the Cheyenne Mustangs leading the Davies Eagles on by the score 2-0 here. Shots on goal shots on net do favor the Eagles, 8-5 unofficial numbers there. The goals are scored by Melvin Dennis off a header goal off a corner kick from the near corner here on the left-hand side of the field to make it 1-0 with 13:37 remaining in the first half. And then tremendous plays from both teams. And we would hand out a yellow card with 1:24 remaining to Jack Anderson, the senior defender. And then with 9 seconds remaining, Caden Aberly would get the ball and get an opportunity, and he would boot it in with 9 seconds remaining, and that would bring us to our current score of 2-0 in favor of the Mustangs. So we're about 3 minutes, just shy of 4 minutes away from the start of the second half. We'll take one more break, come back with that second half next here on the ND Sports Channel. Be right back.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the light's on the playing field, the stage, or the...
All right, we'll come out of that break just a little bit sooner here as we're underway with the second half of play. And the Mustangs lead 2-0 off goals by Melvin Dennis and Caden Aberly, the senior and the junior. And now the Mustangs will be moving from left to right as you see it on your screen, and the Davies Eagles will be moving from right to left as you see it on your screen. So the Eagles, see if they make some adjustments coming out of halftime here, see if they can cut and or tie up that deficit as the pass from Pritchard there will go off the back of Baiminiana, and then the Mustangs will get it back on the loose ball there. So our clock is 2 seconds off. We'll make an adjustment to ASAP. So just remember, 39-15, 39-14, 39-13, etc. Working it up on the far side. Lights have come on, and when the lights come on, it's a little bit harder to see the jerseys on the far side. Nice pass, and out of nowhere there. And now we have a whistle to stop the clock, or not stop the clock, but looks like there was a foul inside there on West Fargo Cheyenne. I didn't quite see what happened. Or maybe he was offside, so I'd have to look at the video again to be sure. But anyways, Jensen Waltz will boot it away. And now we'll have another whistle and another free kick here for Fargo Davies.
I like that, you said. Yeah.
A lot of West Fargo Cheyenne fans in the general vicinity of my broadcast booth there. Just an FYI there.
Yeah.
And there's a nice through ball, and here's Aberly, who scored the goal with 9 seconds remaining in the first half. Almost had another breakaway opportunity there. The ball bounced around near side here. Working on it is Shushan Rai, and then taking it away there for the Mustangs is Abraham Hawley Jr. And Mustang fans did not like that one as Dylan Sipe got tackled there by Caleb Glover. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I wasn't sure if it was intentional or unintentional. 37-40 and counting. Shushan Rai with the ball, trying to work around the defender. That defender is Dipse Rana. Depeche is what I'm hearing from Mustang fans, so we'll go with that. We'll work it up far side there for Anis Muhammad. Muhammad trying to work around Smaby. I think Smaby got the back of his heel on that one. And if he did, it should be a Mustang throw-in, and it is. Mustangs 1-0-2 on the year. They would love to pick up a win here over the Eagles on their home field, who are 3-1-1 on the year. Eagles' only loss was to Bismarck Century in that Jamestown East-West crossover to start the season back on the 17th. There's another nice play, and that one will go out of bounds. Now, will it be a goalie kick or a corner kick? I believe that was Depeche Rana making the move in there towards the goal. No, check that. I was incorrect. That was Anas Mohammed. And it will indeed be a corner kick from the far corner. Setting up to take that kick here is Dylan Sipe for the Mustangs. 36-17 and counting. 2-0 lead for the Mustangs. Off goals by Melvin Dennis and Caden Aberly. And that corner kick will get booted out. And the Eagles they're getting some lucky touches on the ball here to keep the ball moving away from their net. Now will be chased out of bounds there, and the throw in from Ryder Schmidt right to Shushan Rye. Near sideline here is Rye will kick it up, and that'll be headed back there by the Mustang defender. It'll be picked up by, I believe that's Glover, and it is. And now the Mustangs will try and work the ball back this direction there. Kai Black steps up on the ball, trying to advance it forward. And now he'll slow down and kick it over near sideline. That'll go out of bounds for an Eagles throw-in.
3, 2, 1. We want Phillip! We want Phillip! We want Phillip! Phillip! It's your brother!
Throw in near side will be controlled by Dylan Sipe. Sipe will get it into Kai Black, who will advance it up onto the foot there, Hussein Muhammad. Muhammad will bounce it over far side. Can't quite see who that is. I can tell you that's Melvin Dennis as I take a peek through the binoculars to find out. Now Muhammad Ali will step up on the ball, and he'll advance it up, and there's a whistle, and it'll be a free kick for Fargo Davies. So the free kick will come from just beyond midfield. I believe it's Smaby setting up for the free kick, and it is. And Smaby will boot it away right up towards the top of the goal box. Jonas Adams was there, but it was poked away, and the Mustangs will recontrol it. And now the Davies Eagles will have another opportunity here. That's by Midiana on the far side there, and that one's going to go off the back out of bounds of, I believe, Melvin Dennis. Yes, that was Melvin Dennis. Actually, I don't know if it went out of bounds or not. I looked through the binoculars and play had started again. So it either didn't go out of bounds and play never stopped, or the throw-in came while I had the binoculars on. So 33:57 and counting to go here, second half of play.
I like your shoes, man. Number 9.
Some heckling there from the Mustangs on Esteban Nunez, a freshman. Who is playing ball control here on the near sideline. Aberly nearly with another shot on goal, but it got deflected there by Jonas Adams. Now Muhammad Ali will touch up on the ball. He'll try and get through a couple defenders, and that'll be poked away there by Dylan Sipe. It'll go out of bounds for a Mustang, or no, it'll be an Eagles throw-in. So Ryder Schmidt will take the toss here from the near sideline for the Eagles. That one coming in towards Muhammad Ali. And Schmidt will touch up on it. Nice dribbling move there, but he can't get through all the defenders. Now Jonas Adams will try his luck. And the Mustangs will pull away with that. It'll be Dylan Sipe moving it upfield here. It's a one-on-one race. It's a chance for Anas Mohammed racing with, is that number 3? Can't quite see. Yes, Thomas Colley. Or no, check that. Jack Anderson. I was looking at the wrong roster. Short pause in the action so Miniana can tie his shoe. And now
Number 13, Jackson Kuznia.
we'll turn down the microphone there on the threat of having somebody talking into it. So the corner kick will come in, and it'll go over the top shot on net for the Mustangs. Now Averly will put another shot on net. That'll be saved by Jensen Waltz. Waltz will boot it away, and that will land just shy of midfield over by the near sideline. Baiminiana is going to get called for a handball. Unintentional handball, but it doesn't matter if it's intentional or unintentional. It'll go for, they'll draw the whistle every time. So the Mustangs will put the ball back into play here with just under 31 minutes to go in the second half, and they have a 2-0 lead right now. If they can hold on to this 2-0 lead for another 15 minutes, they might be in a good position to go home with a W. But still a lot of time here for the Eagles. Shushan Rai will try and set up the next opportunity here for Fargo Davies, as he'll get pushed off the ball and they'll be taken away by the Mustangs. But the Eagles will get it right back at midfield, and that is Jack Anderson. Anderson got the yellow card in the first half. He's back in the lineup. Shushan Rai tried to get it up to Muhammad Ali. Ali tries to center it there for Baiminiana, but Melvin Dennis will come up on it, and now Baiminiana and Dennis will battle for it over on the far sideline, and Baiminiana will center it back in. Muhammad Ali gets it down, back heel kick, shot is up and a little high. High into the left side.
Good football, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah.
Averly will touch up on it from at midfield there for the Mustangs. He'll shoot it up far side for Honest Muhammad, but back there's maybe on defense for the Eagles. 29-20 to go as the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be a Mustang throw-in. .29-10 and counting to go here in the second half of play, excuse me. This game seems to have gone by a lot quicker than most of the soccer games we've done this season. Once again, both the junior varsity and the varsity games will be available within about 20-30 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show here for the varsity matchup. That will be popped up and go out of bounds. And I believe that's a corner kick coming up here for the Mustangs. .28-27 and counting. Sending it in, there was Dylan Sight. Top of the box there, be booted away to the near sideline. Chasing it down but not getting there in time was Shushan Rai for the Davies Eagles. Mustang fans cheering on the Mustangs as we crack the 28-minute mark of the second half. Ball goes out of bounds. There'll be a near side corner kick this time for the Mustangs. Dylan Sight will set up for the corner kick. They scored off a corner kick in the first half, and they're going to try and do it again. Another header goal. That one just goes over the crossbar, and that's exactly how they scored that first goal. But this one, a little bit high. And with that, shots on net are now even at 9 apiece for each team. Unofficial numbers, of course. And now Jensen will line it up, boot it away from the 6, and Averly's right there. Shot on goal, and it got nice save there by Waltz. I thought for a moment that was going to sneak in the far post. But it'll be another corner kick here, and Dylan Sipe will chase after it, set it up in the corner, and boot it in once again. This will come to the top of the box. They'll be headed out there by Ryder Schmidt. Another shot on goal, and this one will be scooped up by Jensen Waltz. No corner kick this time for the Mustangs. booted away right up in the direction of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali has a one-on-one, and that'll be booted out of bounds there. Probably a smart defensive play by Jackson Kuznia. We'll have substitutions here for the Eagles.
Substitutions for the Eagles.
Kanye Billups, Dylan Pritchard, and Carlos Dixon check into the lineup here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Ryder Schmidt with the throw-in in the direction of Jonas Adams. Oh no, check that, by Miniana. Now Schmidt will boot it up, and that will go into the hands of Cooper Savalson, excuse me. Sophomore goalkeeper, I think I've said his name twice in this entire game. So Ryder Schmidt will touch up on it here, about 60 yards away from the goal, and he'll boot it up in the direction of, I believe that's Dixon. And now the Mustangs will get it back and out of bounds, just barely though. It was a nice effort there by Robin Magar to keep it in, but he was unsuccessful. And now it'll go out of bounds again. This will be an Eagles throw-in. Ryder Schmidt will pick it up. Whistle and some more substitution here for Fargo Davies. Coming into the lineup for the Eagles is Gavin Griggs as well as Alex Anderson. Griggs a sophomore, Alex Anderson a senior. So Alex Anderson will take the toss here for the Eagles. And the whistle will blow, and let's see here, I think they'll get a retoss. 24:30 and counting to go. Toss came in towards Billups, and now the Mustangs will take it away. They'll try and work it upfield here, as that's Hussein Muhammad. Muhammad will drop it back far side, and now they'll boot it back up towards Aberly off his head. Muhammad's going to get in front of it, and thankfully for the Davies Eagles, Jensen Waltz gets there first. He'll quickly fire it up to Jonas Adams. Adams with a short pass in the center of the field there, and they'll get it up to, that's Dixon. Dixon to Pritchard now. Pritchard will try to feed it far near sideline here for Jonas Adams, but it was popped away there by the Mustang defender. That Mustang defender is Robin Magar. And now the Mustangs have a 3-on-2. They'll pop it far side. That's Anas Muhammad. And sliding and saving it. There was Jensen Waltz. 23:37 and counting to go here in the second half of play. Once again, our clock is off by about a second and a half as Waltz will boot it away, and that will land just shy of midfield, right in the area of Dylan Pritchard. A couple hops later, he'll get far side there onto the foot of Dylan Pritchard. And check that, Patrick Lawrence is number 5. I got 2 and 5 mixed up there. And that's Anas Muhammad again. And he will try to center it to Aberly, but no call, and Jonas Adams will come away with it. He'll boot it up the far sideline in the direction of Carlos Dixon. And now a whistle, and we'll have a stoppage in the clock here and a yellow card to Dixon. 22:47. We'll start our clock here and let it wind down to 22:47.
Yellow card on game 7, Carlos Dixon. Substitution for Davies.
I know that one.
All right, so 22:47 remaining in the second half here. The Mustangs lead 2-0 off goals in the first half by Melvin Dennis on a header off a corner kick with 13:37 remaining. And then Caden Aberly with 9 seconds remaining in the first half will put it in once again.
Well, I mean, as cute as it can be. She made a good thing out of a bad situation.
Especially her parents.
They're like really, really supportive.
All right, we got our clock back on track here. 22:22 and counting. This is Jonas Adams with the ball, and that'll be poked away there. But the Eagles will maintain possession. It'll come back to Adams. Adams will get pushed off the ball. He's a little frustrated there, and we'll have a whistle, and clock will continue to roll here as it appears that the official is going to give a verbal warning there to, I want to say that's Hussein Muhammad, and it is. So Jonas Adams, about 24 yards away from the goal, will set up here for the free kick. And we do apologize for that profanity in the background there. We cannot control that. Adams puts the shot on goal a little high.
Substitution, number 11, Caleb Lover, and number 17, Muhammad Ali.
I hope that guy's brother is listening or watching. There's an opportunity for Robin McGar. McGar tried to center it, but there's nothing but Eagles jerseys there. And now McGar will head it back. That's Anas Muhammad. He gets tied up in between. He gets in front of the defenders, and there's a whistle.
He was like a new baby when I saw him.
Well, we had problems with our crowd mic not working the last couple games, and now it might work a little too well. 20-25 to go here in the first half of play, second half of play. Keep wanting to rewind here. That's Muhammad Ali. Ali will get it to Baiminiana. Baiminiana will feed it up. Billups is racing for it, but the Mustangs get there first. Billups pushes off the defender and gets the ball back. Now a battle for the ball along the near sideline, and it goes out of bounds. It should be an Eagles throw in, and the near side official just off camera agrees with me. So Alex Anderson will make the toss. It'll ricochet onto the foot of Baiminiana. Baiminiana will drop it back to Alex Anderson. Anderson looking for a centering pass, and it'll deflect off the knee there of Dylan Sipe. Eagles will get the possession. Try to work it up. I believe that's either Ali or Billups on the far side. Let's take a peek through the binoculars here. It was Ali. Eagles down 2-0 here. They're pressuring, looking for some opportunities, and as soon as I say that, the Mustangs will advance the ball up the field to Aberly, and then it'll be, I believe that was Vetter who tackled it away there. Saying it was a free kick. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but from if I was standing where the official was, he probably didn't see what I saw. As Robin McGar simply tripped on the ball. It was nothing that the Eagles player did there, at least unless I look at the replay and think otherwise. So the free kick will be launched up and it'll land just inside the 18. Muhammad is there. He has an opportunity, and it's poked away there by Kanye Billups. I believe that's Billups on the far. That doesn't look like Billups. Let's see if I can peek through the binoculars there and get the jersey number on that player. It was Gavin Griggs. There was a 1 in front of that too. I was like, Billups is a forward, so that couldn't have been him back there. I mean, it could have been, but unlikely that he'd be in that position on the field at that moment. So as we crack the 18-minute mark here of the second half, 17:57 and counting to go. And now a corner kick from the far side here for the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. And Dylan Sipe, the sophomore midfielder, will race out. Once again, Mustangs did score on a corner kick here. Sipe, I believe it was Sipe, who would boot it in, and Melva Dennis would get it in off the header. Melva Dennis is in there too. That one will not have a chance. We want Phillip. 17-17 to go, second half. Eagles trying to get on the board here. as they trail 2-0. Both those goals scored in the first half by the Mustangs. So the toss will come into Kai Black, and he'll drop it back to his teammate at midfield. It's Seth Kotzbacher, excuse me. Centering pass is in, and it's booted out there by Vetter. It was off the foot of Hussein Muhammad. Now Muhammad will center it again. Aberle was there along with a couple other teammates. Ooh, and let's see here. That's going to stop the clock for sure, at least I think, and possibly a yellow card. And the yellow card is going to be handed out there to Dylan Sipe.
Yellow card. Cheyenne, number 4.
All right, so 16:23 is the official time on the clock here. And the goalie, Jensen Waltz, will take the kick. Waltz will boot it up over midfield. It'll land there, loose ball, and Muhammad Ali will pick it up. He'll advance it out far side here. This could be an opportunity for the Eagles if they can capitalize on it. Working the ball right now is Dylan Pritchard over on the far side there, and they'll get ricocheted out of bounds there and chasing after it will be Gavin Griggs. And we'll have some more substitutions here. One of those substitutions is Skylar Smaby. And I didn't quite catch the other one. Jonas Adams was the other one. So Shushan Rai comes back in. Skylar Smaby, Shushan Rai, and Jonas Adams back into the lineup here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So we have another throw in from the far side. That ball will bounce, and there's his first shot on goal, and it's in, and the Fargo Davies Eagles are on the board. The lead has been cut in half. There's Eric Baiminiana, I believe, on the goal. Unless we are informed otherwise, we're going with Eric Baiminiana on that goal with 15:08. Okay, it was Jonas Adams with the goal. So that pulls the Davies Eagles one closer here. Took about 13 minutes for the 2 goals to be scored by West Fargo Cheyenne in the first half. As that trend continues here, the Eagles have just barely enough time to get that second goal here if it were to take 13 minutes. So Jonas Adams gets the goal and pulls the Eagles within 1, and now they have a corner kick from the far corner. Jonas Adams, the goal scorer, will set up and boot that one in towards the near post. Ball's hopping around in there, and it's in, and we're tied at 2. It did not take very long at all. That is Jack Anderson on the goal.
Hey, who beat you at your homecoming last year?
So Jack Anderson ties it up here with 14:13 to go. Well, we're tied. We'll see how the Mustangs respond here. Their fans are responding well. Let's see how the players respond. Ooh, I don't know if it was the first collision or the second collision that they called. It was the first one. I don't think the official saw the second collision, which seemed to be a little bit more severe than the first one. But regardless, it'll result in a free kick here for Kai Black for the Mustangs from 40 yards away from the goal here. We'll see where Kai Black will place this kick. And we apologize as they are putting that, they're picking the mic up here, so we're going to turn that off for the moment. And that one's saved by Waltz. Just barely keeping it in there, 13-15.
Hey, baby. Hello, mama.
Okay, we're going to unplug that totally. Just gave him a thumbs down, so maybe they'll put it down now. And here's an opportunity, and it got by the goalie and saving it from going in there. Muhammad Ali would have got credit for the goal, but it was a nice defensive play by Seth Kotzbacher as the Eagles are that close to taking the lead. And it'll be a corner kick, I believe.
I'm sorry.
No, check that. Stop the clock. We have a yellow card handed out, and I didn't see who it was. Right now, it's Kai Black and Seth Kotzbacher having the discussion there with the official.
That's for our entrance. And when we park, and when we park in the middle, we're going to do juju on that beat.
Okay, so who are you with again?
Anna.
Is this your idea?
Yes. She went along. She couldn't come with anything, so all right. I gave like 2 good ideas.
You're right. We don't want coconut milk.
So right now the official giving an explanation there to the Cheyenne coach for the reasoning of the yellow card.
I'm going to have 3 of my boys come down and dance with me. You know the song to the
So there's actually 12:49. We'll let our clock sit there, and we have a penalty kick now. Jonas Adams will set up for the penalty kick here. And the Fargo Davies Eagles take the lead off the penalty kick by Jonas Adams. So there's still plenty of time here for the Mustangs, but the Eagles certainly have the momentum on their side at the moment here. Once again, 12:49 to go. Jonas Adams puts the Eagles in front on the penalty kick. We'll leave our clock sit there until it gets to that 12:34 mark, and then we'll start it. So the Eagles now in the lead after trailing 2-0 for all the first half and for a good portion of the second half here to put 3 in. But here's Aberly, one of the goal scorers. He's going to work it up front, and that's Jonas Adams, Anas Mohammed. I'll get it right eventually here. And I believe I have a corner kick. Or is it a goal kick?
Substitution for the Mustangs, number 20.
My manager this year, I'm going to tell him it's 8. Every time we come up here in the weight room, we got to play on one attack.
Derek Lobo checks into the lineup here for the Mustangs. He scored 3 goals in the 7-2 win in the junior varsity game. And that game you can watch if you missed it. It'll be available for a 24/7 replay within about 30 minutes after the conclusion of our varsity broadcast here. Muhammad Ali possibly may have gotten away with a handball there. Now he gets pushed down from behind, and we'll have a whistle and a free kick. And at least a verbal warning. Clock will continue to roll. (11:29), 28-27.
Oh, what a softie. Oh, get up.
And we'll have a stoppage in the clock here as we have a Eagles player on the ground. I'm not sure who it is. It might be Jonas Adams. And it was Jonas Adams. He's up walking though.
If you flop hard, you get a good little flag. Hard.
So 11:21 and a free kick coming up here. Looks like either Muhammad Ali, I think Muhammad Ali is going to line up to take the kick. And the free kick is bounced, ricocheted off towards the far sideline. And it'll go out of bounds for a Mustangs throw-in.
Practice? That'd be good to just get practice. I don't want to come to school 7
Some contact over on the far side there, and I believe, will that stop the clock?
Charlie!
Yep, it sure will. Stop the clock with 10:49 to go. We'll have another card handed out here. It's a yellow card to Anas Mohammed will get the yellow card this time around.
When I'm getting held tomorrow, I need you to yell that for me.
17's getting a lot of jerseys. Do you have a mustache? Got one.
So Anas Mohammed will get the yellow card. Coming in, I believe, is Melvin Dennis for the Mustangs. And the throw-in will go inside the goal box, and it'll be headed around there, punched away, and the ball's on the ground. Could go either way here, and the Eagles will get it out. They'll get it out to the near sideline here. And we'll have another stoppage in the clock, and we'll have another card. Aberly will get a yellow card with 10:34 to go here. So we'll start our clock. We'll see if we can get it down to 10:34 before they start the clock again.
That's so tough.
Almost there. Just wait a little bit longer, guys.
Nice kick, man.
All right. Ball come out of bounds. I think it was last touched by Jonas Adams. Mustangs down 1 with 10 minutes to go. They had a 2-0 lead. That lead evaporated off 2 goals and a penalty kick here for the Eagles. That's booted back the other direction. Nice kick there. I believe that was Ryder Schmidt who popped that one all the way up the field there.
Like, it makes sense because if you do this, you don't have much control.
Yeah, it's just hard to.
So throwing from the far side there for the Eagles. Jonas Adams touches up on it, goes back out of bounds. It was dangerous there as Baimaniana nearly kicked Jackson Kuznia in the chest there unintentionally as he was going for the ball, but Kuznia just in the wrong spot at that moment. And
I can see that. Paige, it's okay to get in trouble.
That one's coming in, and Waltz will scoop that one up. Bring it down out of the air here, and he'll patiently walk up to about the 18, top of the goal box, and with 9:05 to go, he'll boot it up to the near sideline where the Mustangs will touch up on it and boot it back down the near sideline. Now we crack under the 9-minute mark of the second half here. Mustangs led 2-0 off goals by Melvin Dennis and Caden Aberly.
Better be.
And it was 2-0 heading into halftime, and then coming out of halftime, it would be Jonas Adams at the 15:08 mark, Jack Anderson at the 14:13 mark, and then Jonas Adams on a penalty kick at the 12:49 mark. It's now a free kick here for the Mustangs. And taking that free kick is Kai Black. Black sends it in, it's headed up, and it's just over the crossbar. Got that, a couple shots there for each team. So once again, those numbers are unofficial, but they're pretty close to accurate. So it'll be booted up to about midfield where the Mustangs will touch up on it first. Once again, it's a little bit harder to see with the stadium lights on now. We'll turn off the light and see if that helps any. I think that will help some. We'll see here how that goes. It seems to be better from my point of view to turn it off and turn the lights off here. That one's going to be ricocheted up, and I'm not sure who touched it last. It'll either be a goal kick or corner kick. Looks like it might be a corner kick here.
That's so tough. I know you know it.
So another shot for the Mustangs, and both teams unofficially have 14 shots on net. 7:09 and counting to go here. That corner kick, I believe it was either Adams or Baiminiana. I'm going to go with Baiminiana, and taking a peek through the binoculars. That would have been the correct guess. The correct guess. There we go. Baiminiana doing a nice defensive play there for the Eagles. 7 minutes to go now. Actually, 7:01. They have stopped the clock.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I know that number good and well.
No, you're
I filmed too many of those games now.
Okay, so we're going to let our clock sit until it gets to that point. So that one's headed away there.
I appreciate that.
And a free kick coming up here for Fargo Davies. Okay, we'll start our clock now. 6:43 and counting to go here in the second half. One of these days, I'll always say the correct half that we're in. That'll come up out of bounds here for a throw-in for the Eagles. The throw-in will go to Shushan Rai. That'll be taken away possibly by Dennis, but can't quite see. Booted up the near sideline and out of bounds for a Davies Eagles throw-in. It'll be Yannick Vetter. Well, he'll hand it off now to Ryder Schmidt. Schmidt will make the toss to Shushan Rai, and that'll immediately go out of bounds, and they're saying it's a Cheyenne Mustang throw-in. So Kai Black will toss it in, and he'll get the ball right back off the toss in. And they'll feed that ball in, and that one will go out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick there for the Fargo Davies Eagles.
No, not you.
Yell at him.
5.5 to go here in the second half.
Actually, no. What class were you trying to take, though?
I was trying to take.
5:20 to go here as we'll turn the crowd mic down here a little bit. That's Aberly with the ball. Now making the toss there was Brady Lambert. That'll pop back out right to the foot of Ali. He'll spin around and get it near side here for Shushan Rai. It'll be taken away by Aberly. Aberly will go into the corner, and the centering pass is headed, deflected back into the middle of the box, and Ali is able to tap it back out. And Ali will get get it right back. And now he'll look to the far side to switch the field. And running up on it, there's by Mediana. But back the other way is the West Fargo Cheyenne player taking a peek through the binoculars. I can tell you that it is eventually going to be Jackson Kuznia on the far side there, as well as Anas Mohammed, who's back into the lineup. And that ball will go out of bounds. So a little over 4 minutes to go now here, and the Mustangs need a goal to tie this thing up. Otherwise, the Eagles are going to improve to 4-1-1 on the year. So the goal kick will come towards Shushan Rai, but directly out of bounds for a Mustang throw-in. And getting that throw-in will be Brady Lambert. Lambert to Kai Black. Black nearly fell down. Ali did not charge on that one, and Mustangs will be allowed to start a possession here. They'll feed it up to Kai Black. Black will drop it back once again, and then he'll get it back once again. Now he feeds it over far side there for Jackson Kuznia. Kuznia with a shot on goal, and nice save there by Jensen Waltz. 3:17 and counting to go here in the second half of play. I have to put like a quarter into a jar for every time I mess up on that. I have a few bucks saved up by now. 3 minutes to go. Battle for the ball about midfield. Muhammad Ali will pick it up. Try and get around through a few defenders, and then he gets pushed to the ground, and he's not getting up. I don't think the official believes that he's down. Taking a peek through the binoculars. No, he's just laying down there. It's all an act. He's just fine. At least from my vantage point through the binoculars. And now the official's going to go over there and talk to him, and they will stop the clock at 2:33. In my humble opinion, I think maybe he's not. Maybe he's not.
Just wiggle your leg. Let me know you're all right.
That's Muhammad Ali on the ground there. We'll turn down the crowd mic to avoid the heckling comments from the Mustang fans there on the injured Eagles player. We do apologize for that. We'll completely unplug it until this situation has been resolved. Matter of fact, we'll take a break. 2:33 to go here in the second half, and it's 3-2 Eagles lead. Back in 30 or so seconds here on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back here. 2:12 and counting to go here in the second half. Mustangs desperately trying to get a goal in here to tie this thing up. If I was mistaken and Muhammad Ali actually was hurt, I do apologize there. It appeared through my binoculars that he was just, for lack of better wording, playing, trying to like act it out as he was moving his hands and stuff. And if I was wrong, I do apologize for that. But it appeared that he was just fine when I looked through the binoculars. So 90 seconds to go. regardless, if you didn't see it during the break there, he did walk off for the most part on his own power. So that is the good news there for Muhammad Ali. 1:15 to go, 3-2 in favor of the Fargo Davies Eagles. That's Kai Black. Black with a shot, and that got ricocheted, and it was going to go out of bounds. I'm not sure who touched it last. It looks like it was the Davies Eagles touched it last, and now coming out of the goal is Cooper Savelson. He'll come all the way up for this corner kick. And the corner kick will come in, and it'll go out of bounds, and now the goalie for the Mustangs will backtrack as quick as he can here. 30 seconds to go. Well, just a little over 30. Now it's 30. And the kick will come up. Near sideline, it's headed there by Brady Lambert. They'll come up into the direction there, Hussein Muhammad. And then booting it out of bounds was Jonas Adams. So Hussein Muhammad will pick it up for the throw-in. 13 seconds to go, last chance here as Lambert will line it up. He'll boot it in towards the net. And diving and possibly touching it, flicking it out and saving it is Jensen Waltz. 1 second, and that will end it. The Fargo Davies Eagles hang on for a 3-2 victory. We'll take a break and come back with your post-game show and wrap this thing up here on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Your final score, once again, Fargo Davies 3 and the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs 2. Coming up in the post-game show, Player of the Game, we'll take a look at our upcoming stream schedule and show you how you can find us on social media and all that other cool stuff. Let's go ahead and break down how this one went down. Let's put it that way. I like that. I might use that more often here. Let's see here. In the first half of play, it started off with scoring by Melvin Dennis off a corner kick from the near corner. He would head it in inside the near post with 13:37 to go to make it 1-0 in favor of the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. And then you fast forward to 9 seconds remaining. Caden Aberly would get a nice pass on a through ball, and he would be able to break it free in front of the defenders and put it in the back of the net with 9 seconds remaining in the first half. And the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs would take that 2-0 lead into the second half of play. Mustangs also got a couple of yellow cards, but all those came in the second half of play. So then we'd go to the second half and we'd see all the yellow cards. We'd see a grand total of 3 yellow cards for the Mustangs and a total of 2 yellow cards for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So a total of 5 yellow cards in this matchup. Fargo Davies would get the scoring going with 15:08 as Jonas Adams would put it into the back of the net to make it 2-1 in favor of the Mustangs. And then not even a minute later, it was about 55 seconds later, Jack Anderson would get the goal with 14:13 to go in the second half to tie it up at 2-2. And then about 2 minutes later, just shy of 2 minutes later actually, there'd be some contact inside the box which would set up the Fargo Davies Eagles for a penalty kick, and Jonas Adams, the junior midfielder, would connect on it with 12:49 to go to give the Fargo Davies Eagles the lead back at 3-2. Mustangs would have a few opportunities to try and knot this one up, but they'd go a little bit high, a little bit to the far side, a little bit to the near side. And plus, in addition to that, some awesome saves by Jensen Waltz to keep that one out of the back of the net. And Fargo Davies comes from behind and then hangs on for the 3-2 win over the Cheyenne Mustangs. The Mustangs will fall now to an overall record of 2 wins and 3 losses, and I apologize. Let's get back to that part of it there. Not sure what happened there. So yeah, the Mustangs will fall to 2 wins and 2 wins, no ties, and 3 or check that. I think that should say 2-1-2, and they are 1-1-1 on the road now, and 1-1-2. Let's get that fixed because that's driving me nuts here. Hang on 1 second here, and we'll get that adjusted. Yeah, so the Mustangs are 2-1-2. Overall, 1-1-1 on the road now, and 1-1-2 against EDC opponents. So that should pop up on your screen right about now. I'll make sure we got the Fargo Davies one correct here before we bring that one up on screen. Yes, we do got that one correct. So once again, 2-1-2. Yep, there it is. It's on your screen correctly now. And they're 1-1-1 on the road or neutral field, and 1-1-2 against EDC opponents. They've scored 12. They've allowed 6. Coming up for the Mustangs, they'll have the check that. Before that, they'll have Grand Forks Central at home, and then they'll have Shanley Deacons, and that will be live on Shanley TV if you want to check out that matchup. Then Fargo North and Red River at home. Road games against the Packers and the Bruins. Home game against the Davies Eagles on the 19th of September. And then they'll hit the road against Grand Forks Central, come back home for a rematch against Shanley at home. And then they'll finish out the season on the road on the 28th against the Moorhead Spuds. And then on October 1st against the Fargo North Spartans. For the home team, the Fargo Davies Eagles, they improve now to an overall record of 4-1-1, 2-0-0 at home, and 3-0-1 against EDC opponents. They've scored 9. They've allowed 5. Next up, the Fargo North Spartans and the West Fargo Packers on the road. And on the road, we'll have both of those games here on the ND Sports Channel for you here on September 3rd and September 5th. Then they'll come back home against Grand Forks Central Knights on September 7th. And Fargo South on September 10th. Go back to Shanley. That game will be on Shanley TV on September 12th. And then a home game against Grand Forks Red River, a road game against Cheyenne, back-to-back home games against Fargo North and West Fargo. And then the Grand Forks Central on October 1st up in Grand Forks to wrap up the regular season. The September 26th game and the September 5th game against West Fargo. We'll have both of those games here on the ND Sports Channel for the Fargo Davies Eagles fans. Time now to select a player of the game, and well, it was a tough one, but we had to go with the guy who scored the game winner, and he also got another goal. That's the junior midfielder, Jonas Adams, for the Fargo Davies Eagles. Had him down for 5 shots taken, 4 free kicks taken. He got 2 goals, one of them at the 15:08 mark, and then that second one was the penalty kick at the 12:49 mark of the second half. Both those goals in the second half. To the best of our knowledge, no, he did not assist on any of the goals because he scored 2 of the 3. So I don't think he assisted on the Jack Anderson goal. At least according to the information I have, he did not. So no yellow cards, no red cards for Jonas Adams, who will be our player of the game. I believe this is the second time in 2 broadcasts that he's been the player of the game, and in both games he has successfully scored on a penalty kick here for the Fargo Davies Eagles. So if you go to our website, msportsmnet.com, and click on final scores, you'll see here that those 2 games will be up to date on our website here within minutes of us going off of our broadcast. And then if you go under the games schedule, if you go to the stream schedule, you can see our upcoming games, and that'll look like this on your once again, we apologize for that. It'll look like this on your mobile device or printer. And we'll have our game 500 for us tomorrow. The Oak Grove Rovers and the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks in boys football, Class A 11-man action, and then we'll see soccer again between the Davies Eagles and Fargo North, and then that West Fargo Davies State Championship rematch on September 5th, and then Fargo South will host Bismarck Legacy in football on Friday, September 6th, and then we'll see the Bruins a couple more times. JV and varsity soccer against the West Fargo Packers, and then we'll head over to Moorhead to see the Bismarck Century Patriots take on the Moorhead Spuds. At least that's the plan at this time. And then Fargo Davies and Fargo South on September 10th for soccer. And then we'll have our first swim meet on the ND Sports Channel on Thursday, September 12th between Fargo South and Fargo North. You can check out the rest of our schedule on our website at msportsmnet.com. You can find us online, as I just mentioned. Our website is msportsnet.com. Each of our stations have their own Twitter handle. We'd love it if you were to follow us on Twitter, and then you can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/ND Sports Channel, and that link will change in July 2020 because YouTube is forcing us to wait that long. We're going to change it to magnitude so that you can watch all the games on the same YouTube channel. You don't have to subscribe to 5 or 6 different channels, and then you can like and follow us on Facebook as well at facebook.com/msportsnet.com. Thanks so much for watching. Your final score one more time. Fargo Davies comes from behind and hangs on 3-2 over the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. The preceding was a presentation of the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.